Welcome back, everybody. Silas here. Today we are off on another adventure, back by popular demand. It's been a long time. We're about to have another Junkyard camping video. Back behind me is the Junkyard cabin. For those of you that haven't seen it, let's take a real quick tour. When I bought this property, this bus was abandoned on the property. The guy had it stored out here. I got a hold of the guy and he said that he didn't have anywhere to take it, and so he didn't know what to do with it. And so it just ended up getting left out here. So I took it and decided, you know what, I'm going to turn it into a cabin. I've been slowly working on it little by little. I took out a bunch of the seats. I never got the rest of them taken out yet, mainly because it's a two-person job, because I've been having to leave all the feet in here, and it's kind of annoying. But anyway, I'll get to that someday. I put a wood-burning stove in here, made a hole in the roof, and that works really good. I've used that a few times now. In addition to that, I put a microwave in here not too long ago. For right now, I just power the microwave off of my EcoFlow whenever needed. Eventually, I'm going to get some solar panels to put on this bus, but for the time being, the EcoFlow does everything I need it to do. Now, normally when I do these camping videos, it's a little bit earlier or later in the year when it's not quite so hot. We just got done with a big heat wave. It hasn't been quite as hot as it was down south. I think it only got up to 110 degrees here yesterday, and today only got up to 100. But even at those temperatures, there's no way I'm staying inside that bus. Now, I say that there is a chance of rain tonight, and if it starts raining, it'll probably cool it down quite a bit, and at that point in time, I'll go inside. But today's agenda is I plan on sleeping outside, but I don't want to sleep on the ground. I have something else in mind. You guys have probably seen these in my videos in the background for quite a while, and you've been thinking, what in the world are you going to do with those? Well, what I want to do with these is as you can kind of see, they have a platform up on top. Now, you can't see it too good, I guess, from here. But what this is there's a giant radiator in here that water would run through. There's two fans that would blow air through it, and this is like a cooling system. They would use this to cool your big wind turbines that you see out in the fields, those gigantic things. And these are new, but they're obsolete, so they sold them for scrap. I can't resell them. They have to be scrapped, but they didn't really specify how long I had until I had to scrap them. So I decided, you know what? I'm not selling them. I'm going to use them, and then someday in the future we can scrap them. So what I'm going to do with these is I'm going to take them, and I'm going to put them over here beside the bus. Now, these are not as tall as the bus. They're a little bit shorter than the bus. I'm thinking once I take them off the pallet, they're probably going to be about even with the middle of the top windows all the way down. I'm going to put one here and one right beside it. That way I'll kind of have a little patio area off of the roof. Eventually I want to take a truck bed. You guys have mentioned this before. I've mentioned this before, but I want to put a truck bed back behind the bus and make a little ground level patio back there. But I've got to do a ton of work before I can do that. But what I can do today is get these set up. Originally, I was going to take all this stuff in the middle out, because if you unbolt these panels, then you can get right in here and you can take all this stuff out that's in the middle, these radiators and fans and all that. But I thought, you know what? I really don't have a reason to do that. I mean, there's not a whole lot of purpose in doing all that, so I'm just going to leave them complete. I do have to get them off of these pallets, though, because the pallets are just going to rot into the ground and they're going to be all cockeyed. So I want to go ahead and get them off of there. That way I can set them up level. Well, I got it set in place and it was leaning this direction really bad. There's a hole over here on this front corner, and even back there the whole thing was leaning. So I put a brick back there, but one brick isn't going to be enough up here. So I grabbed a couple of these here out of the scrap pile. I think if I stack those up and put them under that front leg over here, everything will be good to go. That actually worked out perfect with just one of them. I ended up not needing that second one. I went ahead and dropped it over here just in case I need it later. But I think for now, as far as I can tell, one's going to be good enough. There we go. This one here is a little bit low in the front corner as well. There's kind of a dip in the ground right there. So I took that other piece I had left over, put it there, and that made them pretty well level with each other. Now, they're not completely level with the bus, but I can live with that as long as they're level with each other. That way it's a nice flat platform up there. We will hop up there in just a second and check it out from above. However, first things first, I need to get a fire going so I can cook dinner. Now, it's a little bit too warm to be hanging out around the campfire today, but I would like to be able to cook dinner. So I'm going to go ahead and get this cleaned up a little bit, get a fire going, get some coals going. That way I can cook me some dinner. I think I got that started now, so while that's getting some embers going, I want to get my cooking surface, whatever you want to call it, ready to go. I found this in the scrap. I thought this is a pretty cool piece. It's nice and flat on top. I'm not entirely sure. Eventually what I want to do is find something that I can put that on top of that has legs on it, so I can set this down in the fire over the top of the fire. But for the time being, I just need to find something that I can put it up on top of down there over the top of that fire once I get it going. Just something basically to keep it level. And in fact, just for tonight, I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and take it and set it just like this right on top of the fire. It's been painted at some point, so I want to burn all the paint off of it anyway. There we go. And as that burns down, that'll drop down in there right on top of the flames. I'm not going to cook until most of the flames are gone anyway, so it'll be all right. Well, it better hurry up because there's rain coming. It's not very far away. The wind's starting to pick up now. The storm will be here pretty soon. So hopefully that burns down a little bit. I should have started this sooner. I didn't even think the rain was going to be here this soon. Well, on the forecast it said it wouldn't be here till about 11 o'clock tonight. So we might get a little bit wet. What I have selected for dinner is I have some fresh crappie fillets from when I went camping here a while back. I say fresh, they've been in the freezer now for about 2 months, but they're still pretty fresh. So I'm going to cook those up, and I've got a couple sweet peppers here. I grabbed the wrong seasoning. Normally I grab garlic and herb seasoning for fish. I grabbed garlic pepper. So it's going to have to do. And then also this Polynesian packet was laying there, and I thought, you know what? We're going to try that on our fish. That's my favorite sauce on chicken. We'll see if it's any good on fish. And of course, I like to cook my fish in butter. Sometimes I use oil, but I really like to use butter. Someone decided to come join me. She won't eat any of this though. Burned down enough to where I won't burn myself trying to flip the fish. You can put it right about there. Yeah, that'll be good. All right, dinner is ready. Let's see if it's any good. Addie, you want to bite a fish?
No.
You want to bite a fish? Why not?
It looks gross.
Looks gross. What are you doing in here? What are you doing? Are you driving the bus? Are you driving the bus? Yeah? Where are you going? Back there? Oh, Okay, I tried this a second ago and it was way too hot still, so I think it's cooled down enough now. We'll try it again. It's pretty good. I don't really like that garlic pepper on it though. Garlic and herb is much better, but I mean, this is what I had, so it'll do. It's still good fish. I really like crappie. It's one of my favorites. Let's see if the peppers turn out okay. See, now the garlic pepper turned out really good on the peppers. Okay, now it's time for the experiment. I'm going to see if this is any good on this fish. Put a little bit on there. Or a lot. Came out kind of fast. If I can get it. Crappie falls apart so bad, but let's see if it's any good. It's okay. I wouldn't do it again. But it was a fun experiment. I haven't even got to go up there yet, and she already went up there. She went through the window. She didn't even want to wait on me, so she got up there before I did. What up? Just a minute. Made it. The family decided to go home. My daughter wanted to stay. Of course, my son would have stayed if I would have let him. He always wants to do something fun outdoors. It took him about 5 to 10 minutes to get absolutely filthy. Every time he comes out here, he gets filthy fast. Problem is that they weren't really dressed for this out here. There's a lot of stickers out here. And so they were constantly getting stickers on them. I said, no, not this time. I need to bring my weed eater out here, clean it up a little bit, and then next time they can come out and spend the night with me. Plus, there's a really big chance of rain tonight, and if it gets really bad, I'm going to have to go home, and I'll probably get soaking wet in the process. So it just wasn't a good night for them to stay. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to get my cot out, and I'm going to put it on the upstairs patio. That's what I decided I'm going to call this, is the upstairs patio. I'll get it put up there, and I'll leave it up there. I'll lay down, hang out up there for as long as I can until it decides it's going to start raining. And then I'll have to move camp and move on inside the bus. And here's my setup. Not bad at all. There's some holes up there I can bolt it together with, and some holes right here I can bolt it together with. And that way these two pieces will be one piece. I'm thinking what might be a good idea is if I take a third one and put it right over here at some point in time. Because if I had a third one, that'd be a pretty big area up here. And then maybe I could put an awning or something over the top of it to where I could be up here even in the rain. Because like tonight, if it does start raining and I have to go inside the bus, it's going to be hot in there and humid. Even with the rain cooling the temperatures down, it's still going to be miserable. So it would be nice to sleep outside if at all possible, but I'm not going to sleep outside in the rain. What I do is, to get the cot back and forth, is I just opened up one of the windows. The stove's over here, so I got this window right here or this window right here. I can open either one and slide stuff in and out, and then I climb in and out of that. I've got this ladder out here on the outside that you guys saw me climb up a minute ago, but it's not very secure. I think I'll probably attach it to the side at some point in time, and then I can use it as a ladder to get up that direction as well. But I'm out here by myself, and that's very unsturdy. It almost fell on me once already, so I don't want to be climbing up and down on that and then fall and then get hurt and then not have anybody here. Since I'm done cooking and I'm not going to be around the campfire, I went ahead and threw a bunch of just random pallet pieces in there. The wood I was cooking on is not treated. All this stuff down here, that's untreated wood. It's all kiln dried, makes really good firewood, but that's okay to cook on, but you don't want to cook over the top of pallet wood because it is treated, and that you just don't want to cook that into your food. We'll see how it goes. The last time I stayed out here, my neighbor had a really, really bright light on the side of his shop over there, and it was shining right towards my bus, and so it was almost impossible to sleep. But tonight, there's a little bit of tree cover. I've got a bunch of bundles stacked over there, so maybe it'll be okay. There we go, got it all set up. As you can see, it's not exactly 100% sturdy up here, and so that's why I want to go ahead and bolt them together. That way it's a lot more sturdy, and especially if I add a third one, it'll be really sturdy at that point in time. So let's see what it feels like when I lay down up here. I forgot my pillow. I have to go back inside the bus and get it, but we'll try it out at least. There we go. Not bad at all, as long as I don't roll over in my sleep and go whoop right off the side. That is one thing, is actually over there are railings to this thing. Those right there are railings, and they go on the side right along over there. And actually, those steps that you see over there, those bolt on somewhere. I don't remember exactly where. I think maybe right here. And that way you can actually walk up those steps and get in here. And I could always do that at some point in time, put steps going down as well. But I kind of want this to be as raccoon proof as possible. That way they don't get up here and build nests and everything else. So I'm not sure if I want to put steps coming up here or not. It'd be kind of cool if I could make some sort of hinge bracket. That way, and I could put a winch on it. That way I could come up the steps and then I could winch the steps up. And that way when I'm not using it, the steps are up off the ground. That way raccoons can't get up here. Yeah, it looks pretty good. I mean, it looks like a junkyard. Now, everybody's telling me, even my wife when she was out here a little bit ago, she's like, why don't you make it nice? And I said, it's a junkyard cabin. I said, I'm making it out of a junkyard bus, out of junkyard materials. Now, obviously, the bed's not junkyard, and the stove itself isn't junkyard, but I didn't want to have a fire hazard and do something dangerous in that way. But pretty much everything I want to be building out of this is junkyard related. My bench that I sit on down there, that's from the junkyard. The thing I just cooked on tonight, that's from the junkyard. My fire rings down there, those are from the junkyard. Even my chair that I used to sit on is from the junkyard. It's kind of unfortunate I don't have anything to sit on right now. I had some subscribers out here buying some stuff from me a while back, and one of them sat in my chair and folded it over and broke it. He said he was going to pay for it, and then I forgot to remind him, and he forgot to remember. That's okay. I'm not too worried about it. It wasn't the world's nicest chair anyway. So I do want to get some things to hang my seat off my swing down there. I just need to get the little chains that go up to that. That'll make a nice little swing eventually. Maybe I could put that up here on top of this. That'd be kind of cool. And then down here at this end of the bus, eventually I want to get all this iron moved, and I want to put a little patio area, and I'm going to use the truck bed off of one of these old farm trucks. I don't really want to use a steel deck. It'll last longer, but I'd rather find one that has wood on it that still has pretty good wood that I can go ahead and maybe paint or restain or something like that and put it down there. And I really want to get rid of all this stuff here. I want to go ahead and move that truck, move that truck. I was going to scrap that out, but then prices dropped. And then I got these old trucks back here. If I went ahead and cut those up, I could clear this whole area out back here. I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to do back here yet. I've got quite a bit of open space in this area. I've had a lot of different ideas in my head. I just haven't quite decided what I want to do. So I just wanted to leave it open for now. And then of course I have all the scrap down here in front of the bus as well. And I've got those airplane parts. I think I'm going to go ahead and try to sell the frame over there. But the fuselage, I'm definitely going to keep it for now. And then I want to go ahead and get rid of all this stuff down here. Move that car out of here. Clean this up pretty good. This is my processing table right there. I want to get it and move it a little bit. I just got to be careful up here. I just about slipped. I didn't see that hump on this roof right here. But anyway, I want to take that there, move it somewhere else, and just try to get a little bit more organized. And then over yonder in those trees, way over there, I've got a whole bunch of broken countertop pieces of marble and quartz and things like that. And so I want to take a bunch of those, and I want to make a walkway that comes out of the door of the bus and kind of goes over there and make like a little patio area around the fire ring. And then even longer term, something else I would like to do is take and build some sort of perimeter around this whole area right here. Kind of go out and all the way around. And I don't know what I want to make, some sort of fence or something. I don't know exactly what I want to do there. I thought about taking several more of these. I've got a bunch of these. Taking several more of these and putting a couple of them out at different points. And in fact, I even thought about at one point in time taking these and kind of staggering them out all the way around and put a walkway on them. That way I have a walkway up high all the way around the whole perimeter and have like a little entrance way over here to where I can make an arch or something right there. All sorts of possibilities, endless possibilities. So it's hard telling what I'll do eventually. I don't have a whole lot of time to work on this, unfortunately. Unless everybody watches this video. If everybody watches this video and it gets bunches of views, bunches of likes, then I'll be able to do this more often. But at this point in time, I'm really not making anything to be out here doing this. There's no monetary value. I could be at home editing videos for the main channel, or I could be putting stuff on eBay. There's a million different things I could be doing to make money right now, but instead I'm out here having fun with you guys. And so that being said, if you haven't subscribed to this channel, please do that. For those of you that have supported me, I really appreciate it. I'm making this channel grow little by little. I know I don't post on here all that often. And like I say, if I get enough subscribers and enough views on these videos, I'll be able to post on here more often. Unfortunately, I do have bills to pay, so I have to kind of go where the money is most of the time. However, once a month or so, I'm able to post on here. I would really like to be able to post on here once a week and post on the other channel once a week. That would be kind of like a dream, but we'll see if that ever happens. Well, I don't think we're going to see any stars tonight. There's a little bit of blue sky peeking through over there, but not a whole lot. It sure is nice out here, though. such a relief from that heat. It has been so incredibly hot the last few days. There's a nice breeze blowing through. It's nice and cool. It's really going to cool down tonight and be, I think the high tomorrow is only 85 or so. That'll be nice because I've got a big cleanup project, I guess I could say, tomorrow. That'll be a separate video on the main channel. You guys won't want to miss that. There's a bunch of really cool stuff in this place. But there's really not a whole lot else going on for a little while. It's about, what time is it? It's 8:41 right now, so it won't be dark for probably another 30, 40 minutes or so. Over there is the bus I did my first night at the Junkyard video in. That was a really fun video, but I like the big bus a little bit better than the small bus. The moon's trying to peek through the clouds. You can barely see it over there. It's starting to get really windy out here now, though. Someone's shooting somewhere. Oh no, firecrackers. Ha! I am filming this. Today is June 30th, and so all the fireworks stands in town just opened today. And so everybody went out and bought fireworks, and now everybody's shooting them off. This is the first year they lifted all restrictions. They used to have what was called safe and sane laws, and basically anything that shot in the air, you couldn't shoot it. You couldn't buy it, nothing. But this year they lifted those restrictions, and so they're selling everything you want to buy. And so everybody's buying stuff and they're launching them off. People were doing it anyway. They would just go over one county and buy all the good stuff, bring it back home and launch it off. And the police and the fire department, they couldn't keep up with trying to, by the time they answered a report from the neighbors complaining, it was too late. They had done put the stuff away and they couldn't tell that they had been shooting them off. And so if everybody was going to do it anyway, rather than try to make criminals out of innocent people, they just said, you know what, it's legal, just be careful, be intelligent, use your brain. Which I know fireworks and people using their brain don't always go together, but there hasn't really been an issue in the past, so it's probably not going to be an issue now. Well, I was mistaken. The light is not blocked, it just kicked on, and of course it comes right through that little opening right there and shines right on me. But that's okay. It doesn't bother me that much. Well, it's just about dark outside. There's a little bit of light left, and the moon actually came out of the clouds. So between the moon and my neighbor's light, it's not going to get completely dark out here, but I have discovered that I need some tiki torches because these bugs are kind of out of control. Check out those clouds, like little cotton balls. And actually, no, that's an airplane. Where's it? Oh, there it is. You can actually see one star. And look how bright that moon is. That moon is crazy bright out tonight. Now that I think about it, the night that I stayed out here the very first time, there was no clouds and it was really bright because the moon was like that then too. Kind of dark now with the camera, but with my eyes I can see all the cars. If we didn't have all these clouds, it would be crazy bright out here. Some people say they get creeped out about the junkyard at night, and you know, it doesn't really creep me out any. I've got the flashlight on now, but it doesn't creep me out here. I mean, I am up in the air, so I don't have to worry about anything on the ground anyway, but you know, I come out here and I see what tracks come up in here. And I see deer tracks, I see raccoon tracks, I see stuff like that, rabbits, possums, skunks, things like that, but I never see any coyote tracks. And you know, coyotes don't really bother people anyway. When they start howling and yipping, sometimes they give you the heebie-jeebies, but other than that, I mean, around here there's really nothing that can bother you except for mosquitoes. They are bothering me big time right now. We don't have venomous snakes in this area. There's a few varieties of spider that can be dangerous. There's brown recluses and black widows, but you know, really even those, as long as you're not messing around with their nest or actually, I don't know, not being careful, you don't have to worry about those either. So really, this is about the perfect area to go camping. You really don't have to worry about anything. Probably the number one concern in this area would be the two-legged variety. Okay, so it just got super, super windy. I was just chilling out, watching the video on YouTube, and it got super windy out of nowhere. The wind is coming out of a different direction now, and there's a whole bunch of clouds just rolled in. The moon disappeared instantly, so there might be a pop-up thunderstorm about to hit me. So I am ready to take this down and stick it inside the bus if needed. You know, other than the wind picking up like this, it's actually really, really nice out here. And actually, I don't mind the wind like this because it blows the mosquitoes away. Because the mosquitoes are starting to get really terrible. I'm going to have to get me some little insect repellent torches or something. But yeah, it is just incredibly nice out here. It's hard to believe that it's the end of June, almost beginning of July. Tomorrow will be the 1st of July, and it's this nice outside at night. Normally this time of year it's just sweltering hot. Even at night sometimes it's almost unbearable when you're outside, the humidity and stuff. But right now it is just a really good night to be outside, that's for sure. guys, it got super cloudy and super windy again, and a few raindrops fell, and I thought, this is it. So I went ahead and moved everything inside the bus, and then the storm went off to the northwest of us, and that was the end of that. There's no more in the forecast. There's no more clouds heading this way, but I don't have the energy to take this and put it back outside. So I'm going to bed. I stayed up hoping to see some rain. It's 12:30 right now. I'm dead beat. I'm going to go to sleep. I will see you in the morning. And good morning. We didn't get a drop of rain last night. I'm very disappointed. I stayed up super late just so I could hear the thunderstorm. But the thunderstorm never came. Well, I did hear it because it was off in the distance. I could hear the thunder, but that's not what I meant. I am glad that I went ahead and moved inside because it did get a little bit chilly last night. I even had to actually get my sleeping bag out. And I didn't zip it up all the way, but it was something at least because it got down to, I think it was 68 degrees last night, which when your body is used to being out in 100-degree weather, 68 degrees is kind of chilly. When I get done at work, if I go home and the temperature at home is less than like 73, 74 degrees in the house, I freeze when I walk in the door just because my body isn't used to that. But that was a ton of fun. It's really nice out today. I forgot to bring breakfast with me, so I'm starving right now. I didn't eat a whole lot for dinner, so I am going to head out. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Remember to subscribe if you haven't already. And with that, I think I'm going to go ahead and head out. I'll see you on the next one. As always, I hope you have an absolutely fantastic rest of your day. And remember to get out there and find an adventure. And you don't have to spend money to do it. I spent a whopping maybe 75 cents on peppers and butter and things like that. So you don't have to spend big money to get out there and find an adventure. So go find something this week and enjoy it. We'll see you next time.